The history of the Adhan, the Islamic call to prayer, is a foundational and deeply cherished story in Islam, originating from the early days of the Muslim community in Medina. It represents a divine solution to a practical problem and has remained almost unchanged for over 14 centuries. Here is a detailed history of the Adhan. The setting: Medina, circa 623 CE, 12 years after the Hijrah. After the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and his followers migrated from Mecca to Medina, the Muslim community became established. The 5 daily prayers, Salah, were now obligatory, but there was no unified way to announce the precise time for each prayer to the entire community. The problem: how to call people to prayer. The companions of the Prophet would gather at the mosque at the prayer times, but others who were at home, in the markets, or in their fields would often miss the congregational prayer. The community needed a signal. The Prophet, PBUH, consulted his companions on how to summon the Muslims for prayer. Various suggestions were made. Some proposed using a bell, nakas, like the Christians. Others suggested blowing a horn or trumpet, bor, like the Jews. Another idea was to light a fire or use a flag. The Prophet, PBUH, was not satisfied with these methods, as he wanted a distinct identity for the Muslim Ummah community, and did not wish to imitate other religions. The divine solution: the dream of Abdullah ibn Zayd. A companion named Abdullah ibn Zayd, Ra, went to the Prophet, PBUH, with a remarkable story. He had a dream in which a man, sometimes identified as the angel Gabriel in his human form, came to him carrying a bell. Abdullah suggested buying the bell to call people to prayer, but the man offered a better way. He then taught Abdullah the words of the Adhan as we know it today. Upon hearing this, the Prophet, PBUH, confirmed that it was a true and divine inspiration, al-Wahi al-Kafi. He said, "This is a true dream, inshallah, go and teach it to Bilal, for he has a more beautiful and powerful voice than you." The first muezzin, Bilal ibn Rabah, Ra. Bilal ibn Rabah, Ra, a freed African slave known for his powerful and melodious voice, was chosen to be the first muezzin, the one who calls the Adhan. He climbed to the highest point in Medina, the roof of a tall house near the mosque, and called the Adhan for the first time. When Umar ibn al-Khattab, Ra, who was in his house, heard the call, he rushed to the Prophet, PBUH, saying he had seen the same dream. This double confirmation solidified the divine nature of the Adhan. The words of the Adhan and their meaning, the words taught in the dream, have remained the standard Sunni Adhan. It is a masterful composition of core Islamic beliefs. Recited in Arabic, translated below: Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, God is the greatest, Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah, I bear witness that there is no God but God, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of God, Hayya alas salah, hasten to the prayer, Hayya alal falah, hasten to real success, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, God is the greatest, la ilaha illa Allah, there is no God but God. For the Fajr, dawn, prayer, the phrase, as salatu khayrun minan nawm, prayer is better than sleep, is added after the second, hasten to real success. Key historical developments and significance. A distinct Islamic identity, the Adhan immediately set the Muslim community apart, with a unique, verbal call that proclaimed its core tenets of Tawheed, oneness of God, and prophethood. The first Adhan in Mecca, after the peaceful conquest of Mecca in 630 CE, the Prophet, PBUH, sent Bilal to give the Adhan from the roof of the Kaaba. This was a profoundly symbolic moment, cleansing the holy site of idols and establishing the worship of the one God. Addition for the Fajr prayer. The phrase, prayer is better than sleep, was added after a companion, Abu Mardura, suggested it to the Prophet, PBUH, who approved it. Preservation through the ages. The Adhan has been called 5 times a day, every day, in every corner of the Muslim world for over 1,400 years. Its form and wording have been meticulously preserved, making it a living, uninterrupted tradition. Architectural impact. The need for the Adhan to be heard far and wide led to the development of distinctive Islamic architecture, most notably the minaret, minara, a tower from which the muezzin delivers the call. A note on the Shia Adhan. There is a minor difference in the Shia tradition. Following the instruction of the Imams, they add the line, Ashadu Anna, Aliyun Waliyullah, I bear witness that Ali is the vicegerent of God, after the testimony of Muhammad's messengership. This reflects their specific theological emphasis on the Imamate, though the core of the Adhan remains the same. The history of the Adhan is not just a story about the origin of a ritual. It represents divine guidance, a solution sent by God to solve a community problem. Unity, a unifying force that synchronizes the worship of millions of Muslims worldwide. Identity, a powerful and public declaration of faith that has defined Islamic civilization. Continuity, a timeless tradition that connects every generation of Muslims back to the first community in Medina.